Brett, we're back with the details. A topical thing this week. We're going to talk about Xavier Worthy. Might have to have a bigger role with Rashee Rice out, but he had a big game against the Chargers.
Yes, he did. Starting here with this, 55-yard touchdown on, what you call Y cross.
Chiefs love Y cross, right, Brett? We've talked about Y cross before with the Chiefs.
Yeah, just one of the many variations of flood concepts where you're putting 3 levels of routes in 1/3 of the field, it's a common staple across really all levels of football. But the Chiefs do it a lot of different ways, and they're really good at it.
Yeah, sometimes I don't think these looks are as clean as we want them, Brett. But this is pretty evident what the Chargers are doing here. Just cover 4. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
These guys here. So it gives us a pretty good look of what they're going for. And then it gives us a pretty good look of what the Chiefs are trying to do with this as well. And kind of, like you said, flooding zones here. And so the main defender we're going to be talking about here is this deep safety. So talk us through what the Chiefs are going through here and what they're trying to accomplish.
So they're going to start in a 2-by-2. Then they're going to motion Sky Moore across and get to a 3-by-1. They are, as we said, putting 3 routes to the boundary outside the hash down here to the bottom of the screen to really make the Chargers 2 levels of defense really defend those 3 levels of routes.
And I think the spacing is really good here when we talk about this, Brett. We got guys here, but you're really putting guys – you're drawing defenders here, drawing defenders here, drawing defenders here, and then we talk about the main guy here. Talk me through the safety and kind of his responsibility and what he's seeing on this play.
So his responsibility in a cover 4 quarters is to basically look for any if it ends up being a trip set. Generally, he's going to look for anything vertical or intermediate coming to his side of the field from the trips. So what he does a good job of pedaling and really kind of making this a cloudy read for the quarterback. But his eyes end up being caught by this over route from Kelce coming across, and you can see him there, taking his T-step and planning, and that tells the quarterback that he cannot continue to cover vertical. So what you have is Xavier Worthy matched on a corner one-on-one.
Yeah, and what's so crazy about this, once Mahomes sees it, he diagnoses it. He talked after the game. He said he told Xavier if he saw this safety come up, he was throwing this ball deep. This ball's still a little bit underthrown. This is as far as Mahomes basically can throw it, but this is what you talk about with Xavier Worthy. When this whole thing happens, I mean, this is how far he goes. This is how fast he goes.
That's why they picked him in the first round for these kind of plays right here.
Even gets interfered with, and so obviously a lot of things going right for the Chiefs here, but good play design. You even mentioned to me earlier talk about the 12 personnel for the Chiefs, kind of a heavier look with 2 tight ends and 1 running back. Maybe not showing their hand on the pass play, but obviously getting a big pass play on this particular down.
Yeah, I think it was a great call at the time. I mean, they had just, I believe, taken over there on the minus 45. It's a great opportunity for a shot play. And then they're moving the pocket a little bit. I know the protection had struggled a little bit when they were just dropping him straight back. Even without Joey Bosa there, the Chargers are doing a good job getting pressure, but you can see the pocket's moving here. You have most of the line blocking their gap to the left, but you see now Creed Humphrey come back, and then Mahomes going to drop on an angle. You see the ball's on the hash. You see where he sets up. Once we get going, you see he's going to set up middle field, and it's going to move the pocket a little bit, which, changes the launch point and obviously buys time for Worthy to win one-on-one.
Let's get to the next play here. Sort of interesting in this one. The Chiefs ran the same play at the end of these games, both against Atlanta and Chargers back-to-back. This one ends up not working, and we're going to talk a little bit about why, but the next one does end up working for the Chiefs, kind of clinching the game against the Chargers.
Yeah, I think you told me your buddy Sam McDowell pointed this out. This was the exact same play and really same situation. They're trying to pick up a 3rd down late to get a new set of downs and bleed the clock. Exact same situation. So it looks like it was a carryover on the call sheet because clearly, Rice, I don't know if he runs the wrong route. He kind of runs it the wrong way. So maybe they don't have film of it. So it's going to be carryover on the call sheet, and they're going to run it again the right way.
So let's see what goes wrong on this one. We see kind of the traffic that comes about here on the play against the Atlanta Falcons where When this thing starts to come open, and it actually does come open, there's just too many guys in the same area here, causing some confusion, and especially right here with Rice and Worthy really close to each other. It's a shame too, because we're watching this play, Brett. We're not really sure who's covering Worthy. We think it's this guy back here who's got the Worthy coverage. But if you kind of play this thing and go through, this is really tough against a man defense. If you're taking this defender going here and this defender going here and kind of X those guys out, there's nobody to cover Worthy. He was wide open on this play. It's just kind of the Chiefs ran a little bit of a different route maybe than they wanted to.
Yeah, clearly some sort of miscommunication or obviously really good design. It makes it extremely difficult on man coverage, having to cover him, run all the way across the field. But yeah, somebody blew something there.
Yeah, it looks like you kind of mentioned maybe Rashee Rice kind of trying to avoid this defender and getting the offensive pass interference comes underneath him. Maybe that's what it was on that play. So, Brett, let's get now to what the Chiefs did right on this play against the Chargers and kind of the differences between that play and the one against the Falcons.
Well, it's the exact same play from a design standpoint. The execution's a little bit different. Clearly, the result's a little bit different. But as I said, it looks like he was just carried over on the call sheet. You need a third and short pass play, third and medium pass play to something that's safe, not going to be turned over, anything like that. Here's what we got. So the back's going to motion out in fast motion, sometimes called terror motion. And they're going to create a 4-by-1 set from this 3-by-1 bunch. So they're going to create 4 strong here. And so you got this bunch, and then they're going to run mesh, which is a very commonly run man beater, where you have 2 shallow crosses and generally some sort of route just on top of the shallow crosses, a dig, an OTB or over the ball route that's called, or some kind of more a deeper drag as we're going to see here.
Yeah, and I guess I'll get it accurate with these fingers and the arrows here. It's really tough for these guys to make it through traffic on man coverage. I mean, that's really, really tough to do. Actually, Andy Reid said today they have 2 calls for this guy. And so if he sees zone, he has 1 call. If he sees man coverage, he has a different call. He obviously saw man check to it in this one. And you're just going to see guys running away from the ball, and especially Xavier Worthy, who's going to be able to get clear here. And also, like you said, a big important part of this is that Travis Kelce gets further downfield. And
the Chargers are playing what you call off man here, or catch man, where they've got a little bit of depth. So it's even more difficult for that corner to have to run across the field with a guy that ran a 4.21 or whatever it was at the combine. I mean, he has 0 chance here.
Yeah, he actually does a decent job, and it's still Worthy is still open.
Yeah, he's still got 4 yards. Yeah, but as you said, Kelce, as we can see the difference in this one, the spacing. And a lot of that, in Rice's defense, may have been trying to avoid an OPI, like you said, but you see a little bit better spacing there, and he's not on top of him.
One more thing I just want to point out, again, they didn't need it here, but we talk about guys running away from coverage. Justin Watson, if you wanted a touchdown, you could throw it to him too, but a little bit of a bust it looked like with the Chargers blitz on this. Not the best communication here, but you got to get to Mahomes on this play or the Chiefs are going to pick you apart, especially with the speed they have. And on this play, that was Xavier Worthy.
Yeah, any Chiefs -7 bettors could have had the win instead of the push if you saw Watson there wide open. So.
Not that you know any of them.
No, I don't hang out. I don't hang out with anybody like that.
Oh, you don't? Okay, I just want to make sure. Quick here, I did want to get to this. Got the side by side here. So if we pause this right here in the middle, you can kind of see the traffic and how the separation. You look at Travis Kelce; he's 6 yards downfield from Xavier Worthy. Gets that nice spacing. Rashee Rice a little bit closer there. That's the difference in the spacing between the Chiefs, and you can see it's the exact same play run to the opposite direction. All right, Brett, what do we learn about Xavier Worthy, and what are the Chiefs going to expect from him moving forward based off of potentially him having to step into a bigger role with Rashee Rice out?
Yeah, I mean, I think you said it. Just the volume for him is going to increase. The number of targets, they're going to ask more of him in terms of, where they're putting him formationally, asking him to run a little bit more of the route tree, so to speak, and just, take some of those targets that Rashee Rice had.